Okay, you guys, I have here the Nine of Wands energy, and the Nine of Wands energy talks about hardship, right? Being persecuted as well. I'm getting your path hasn't been easy. Your walk in this lifetime, it hasn't been easy. And for a lot of you guys, it's been since childhood, right? This energy right here, it didn't just started right now. It's been since you were a child. You guys have always been in some way, shape, or form persecuted or shunned or just left out in the cold, like not included, right? Man, like I know it hasn't been easy, but goddamn, like you guys have gained so much experience. You guys have gained so much knowledge about you, first of all, but about the world, about people around you, about people's energies and intentions. Because of your pain, hardships that you have been through, you have developed a sixth sense, right? It's almost like you have developed these superpowers, right? And you also have gained the knowledge to treat every challenge accordingly, right? This energy of the Nine of Wands has become easy for you guys now. Like it has become easy for you now. You guys have gotten used to always like having some form of struggle or some form of challenge, or it's almost like there is always something that it's coming up, right? Challenging you, right? And it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you ready, right? Also, I'm getting like you guys are very detached, okay? Like you guys have had to learn to detach yourselves from everything, and I mean everything. Why? Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, everything has been taken away from you. At some point, everything got taken away from you. So you had no choice but to let go. Like you had no choice but to detach, right? And what happens when you detach? You know, people did this to you. People did something to you to hurt you. But instead, like you turned these attacks into your power. It has become your power, right? Every attack that has been thrown at you is made you stronger, right? When you are detached from everything, there's not really much that anyone can use against you, right? You guys, I don't know, I just feel this energy of detachment. Like you guys don't care. Like you guys don't care. You guys are just flowing, not really worry about much. Like if things happen, they happen, and if they don't, they don't. But you guys are ready to continue this fight, right? You guys are here on a mission. That's the thing. You guys are here on a mission. And you know this. Like you guys already know this. I'm speaking to a specific group of individuals. Okay? Chosen ones, my witches, my healers, right? The earth angels, right? And anyone else who resonates with this reading, right? With this energy. Those of you that have gone through some of the most painful experiences that anyone can go through, right? You know, this is not an easy path. The path of illumination, of enlightenment, of truth, right? Of taking responsibility for your own self to manifest the reality that you want, that we want. It's not an easy path, right? Because we got nobody else to blame for our downfalls. Even though there is people that have come for us, even though there's people that have come for you, right? It that doesn't change. That's a fact. People came for you, that's a fact. That is a fact that cannot be denied, right? But even though you take responsibility for what's in front of you, and you find a way to alchemize the energy and to take responsibility for that reality that's in front of you, and you do the best you can, right? This is not an easy path. The path of illumination is not an easy path. The path of self-awareness and knowing what you are is not an easy path. And don't get me wrong, this path, yes, it is tough, it's not easy, but it is very rewarding. Why? Because we discover the treasures that we hold within ourselves, right? You discover what you are, right? What your mission is here on earth, right? And also, you tap into your God self, right? You tap into your true power, right? But before we do this, like before we can tap into our true power, before we can tap into our God self, right? We have to go through the lessons. We have to heal ourselves. And we have to go through a process of self healing first, right? Of shadow work. And that's not easy. Not everyone can do that, right? And that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say it. We realize, we know that everything is within ourselves, that the universe is within ourselves, that God is within ourselves. We are it. We are it, right? You are it. And you know this, right? Once you become self-aware, then you realize that shit, I am responsible for my own reality. Shit, everything that's in front of me, it's because I've created it for myself, right? There is no excuses when you discover your God self. You know that you are your own God, right? That the universe is within you, right? Once you know this knowledge, then what do you do with that knowledge, right? Like, oh shit, now what do I do with this knowledge? What do I do with this, right? It's a lot. It's a lot, and that's when the self work starts. Working in ourselves. Looking at our shadow, right? That's your reading.